Let's begin. First off, I love the opening. I love the birds. Okay. I actually like to imagine right there that she's reading another of Jane Austen's work, maybe like Sense and Sensibility, and I know logically that doesn't make any sense at all, but I like to imagine it. I love the way we go through the house. I like the way Mrs. Bennet says,
"My dear Mr. Bennet, have you heard? Netherfield Park is let at last."
I quote this line, anytime there's people.
Good heavens. People.
Editing Summer, I think you should just put the clip of Lizzie going, and the person with the quizzical brow,
And the person with the quizzical brow?
and the person with the quizzical brow.
10,000 a year, and he owns half of Derbyshire.
The miserable half.
Now, please keep in mind that this is in no means a comprehensive list. This is just off the top of my head the things I love. Now, let's take a closer look, shall we? Okay. Please watch closely for the double take. All right, just so we're clear, let's watch that one more time. Nervous. Flirty. I love it. Next. Let's just go a little further, shall we?
Mary?
Mr. Bingley, my eldest daughter, you know. Mr. Bingley, my eldest daughter, you know. Mr. Bingley, my eldest daughter, you know.
That's right, he's looking at Elizabeth, and I like that. However, he did write her some very pretty verses, and that put pain to it. I wonder who first discovered the power of poetry in driving away love. I thought poetry was the food of love. Oh, of a fine stout love it may, but I'm convinced if it's just a vague inclination, then one poor sonnet will kill it stone dead.
So what do you recommend? To encourage affection. To encourage affection. To encourage affection.
Dancing. Even if one's partner is barely tolerable.
Yes. Yes, tell him, Elizabeth. Horseback! I like that if you look closely, you can see her trip. That's probably how she gets her hem 6 inches deep in mud, right here. Right there. Right there, did you see it? Watch closely now. Right there. I like how Mr. Darcy stands up really fast. Did you see her hem 6 inches deep in mud? She looked positively medieval.
And of course, she must improve her mind by extensive reading.
I like goth Sister Mary.
Would you hold the ball, Kitty?
I bought these stickers on Etsy several years ago, and I had these gorgeous frames, but nothing to put in them. I just had them, but I didn't know what to frame. I think that Mr. Collins' first shot, I think it's a great way to introduce a character. Oh, you just get so much from it. Like, the fact that only one door is open and he's like, he has to like awkwardly duck his head around to be seen fully in the camera just encapsulates so much about his character. And then the sort of reluctance which with the second doors open kind of goes towards like how the family is reluctant to let him in because he's, you know, kind of like a harbinger of doom for them.
What excellent boiled potatoes. Many years since I've had such an exemplary vegetable.
I just love this dinner scene so much. Just everything about it. I'm leaving so many good things out, but we're just pressed for time. I love the little singing maid. Now, it would be difficult to just pull one shot out of what I like about the ball. I just love the whole ballroom scene. I love the long tracking shots. I love that they have action going on in the background constantly, that you can follow the different stories of the sisters in those scenes that are going on in the background.
Always doing what's best for her family.
Of course.
We fully expect a most advantageous marriage. So Gran must throw her sisters in the way of other things. So now... I'm awful.
I love the scene of them dancing. Time has passed. The sun is set. I had to go to work. My hair deflated. All right, let's get back into it. I like the way that when they're dancing, everybody else disappears because they love each other without realizing it. Let's observe.
In the future.
Nice. Now, I don't necessarily like this, but I think it needs to be pointed out. What's going on with that girl's hair? What's going on with it? She's got a bunch of curls and then one long, straight tail. I think perhaps that's the one thing I don't like, unless it's historically accurate, in which case I like it for its historical accuracy. I think I'm getting a call. I like that Lizzie is the only one who eats the soup wrong. There are several shots showing how you're supposed to eat the soup, which is like from the side of the spoon. But she eats it from the front of the spoon because she did not have the benefit of the masters in London. I hope all of this hasn't been garbage because my microphone has been facing the wrong way. That would suck. You give your opinion very decidedly for so young a person. Pray, what is your age? I like them standing in line by height. I like them flirting by the piano. That's actually what I wrote in my script. I wrote flirting by the piano. Ave Maria. Prepare yourself for something dreadful. Maybe you should take your aunt's advice and practice. I love his nervous little fiddly hands. I like this scene with the intense eye contact. From the first moment I met you, your arrogance and conceit, your selfish disdain for the feelings of others made me realize that you were the last man on earth I could ever be prevailed upon to marry. From the first moment I met you, your arrogance and conceit, your selfish disdain for the feelings of others made me realize that you were the last man in the world I could ever be prevailed upon to marry. Thank you for explaining so fully.
From the first moment I met you, your arrogance and conceit, your selfish disdain for the feelings of others.
My honesty in admitting scruples about our relationship. Do you expect me to rejoice in the inferiority of your circumstances? Those are the words of a gentleman. From the first moment I met you, your arrogance and conceit, your selfish disdain for the feelings of others made me realize that you were the last man in the world I could ever be prevailed upon to marry.
Oh, what a man compared to rocks and mountains.
I love her tearful little giggle when she sees his house for the first time. I love Pemberley. I love the statues in the gallery. I love the bust of Mr. Darcy. I love this scene here where they make eye contact through the door. I don't know if I love the fact that Georgiana only has 3 large ringlets, but again, it's fine.
Very fond of walking.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Your unfortunate brother had to put up with my playing for a whole evening. But he says you play so well. Then he has perjured himself most profoundly. Oh, no, I said you play quite well. Oh, well, quite well is not very well. I'm satisfied. Intense flirting. I like his sit, stand, cry, sit, stand maneuver. So what I'm about to show you next is a detail that you can really only pick up if you bought this DVD when you were 13 and your bedtime was 9 years old. Bedtime was at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. And you knew that the movie was 2 hours and 9 minutes long. So for the first 3 weeks after you bought the DVD, you would start the movie at 6:51 so that you could finish the entire movie before you had to get to bed. And you and a friend watched it every single night for 3 solid weeks until you got to the point where you started moving in fast forward in this scene in particular. And what you'll see is that as the light fades to black, it will go black completely, and then you will catch one brief glimmer of light off of Elizabeth's eye. By the time we realized that we were going to ruin the movie for ourselves if we didn't stop watching it, we were putting this in slow motion and then screaming about what we saw. And that's when we made a promise to ourselves that we would only watch the movie when we were in the mood for it, so that we could preserve what was precious to us. Wait for it. So I'm going to play it in slow motion. Keep a careful eye. All right, just watch. It's dark. It's getting darker. It's not quite dark yet. I think going in 1/16 is a little bit too slow. It's fading. It's fading. Hold on. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost. 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 Okay. Ah, there it is. On the DVD player when I was little, you could actually move forward frame by frame manually, and that was when we would miss a single, there would be one frame where it was black, and then one frame where you would see the glint off her eye, and every time we'd be like, okay, is what we would do when we would see. I don't know what I just showed you guys. I don't know.
I forgot. I shouldn't have said a word.
Miss Bennet.
Mr. Bingley?
Are the shades of Pemberley to be thus polluted?
Slightly before the shades of Pemberley are to be thus polluted, there's this scene where the camera is outside of the house, tracking through the windows between each of the different rooms, and I love it. I love it. I think it's too long for me to actually play in its entirety, but I love the way that it pans and you see that little singing maid again going to the different rooms. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Oh, I love it. 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 I love this scene of him walking through the mist.
Your hands are cold.
Love that. Tried once to draw this scene. Sorry, you can't see it, but it's the one where like the sun is coming in between their foreheads touching, but I hadn't figured out how to draw men yet. Still hard for me to draw men. That's just not something I figured out. It didn't look good. So, I like Mr. Darcy pacing. I think that's fun. I like when Mr. Bennet says,
I'm quite at my leisure.
"And how are you this evening, my dear?" "I'm well. And I wish you would not call me my dear. It's what my father always called my mother when he was cross about something." "Well, then what terms of endearment am I allowed?" "Lizzie, for every day. My Pearl, for Sundays. And Goddess Divine, but only on very special occasions." "What should I call you then when I'm cross? Mrs. Darcy?" No. You may only call me Mrs. Darcy when you are completely and perfectly and incandescently happy." "Well then, how are you this evening?"
Mrs. Darcy.
So that's a handful of things I like about Pride and Prejudice. I've heard a lot of arguments on both sides for the 90s TV miniseries and the 2005 adaptation, and this is what I'll say. I love them both. I love them both because I love Jane Austen, and I love Jane Austen because I love this movie. This was my introduction to Jane Austen, and because of that, it has a very, very, very special place in my heart. And so what I'm going to say, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it, and it may be controversial in some camps, but I think I have a lot of support from other camps. What I'll say is this. While I do love the 90s miniseries, and I think it is extremely well made, it's so much fun to watch, it's very book accurate, I like this one better. And I think the reason is because while the miniseries is book accurate, and you really do get to see the book played out as written, this adaptation captures the way I feel when I read the book. The TV miniseries is good, and it has all of the things that the book has, but this feels like the book to me. This feels the way I feel when I'm reading Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I think that's everything that I wanted to say, so thank you very much. God bless. Jesus loves you. I'm so bad at outros and calls to action. I'm supposed to be like and subscribe and comment below, and I do want you to do all of that, but I forget in the heat of the moment. So like and subscribe, and also tell me what your favorite moments of Pride and Prejudice are. Yeah, that's the outro. Tell me what you think. What are your favorite parts? Okay, bye.